J.R. Haas will entertain thousands of people tonight at Bridge Beats. He has an interesting story. He didn't grow up playing the guitar.
Yeah, when and where J.R. learned shortly. First, here he is with an original song called Friend of Mine.
Sitting on a guard post in the middle of Iraq, 2 shots rang out. I heard the sound of the bullets crack. And next thing I heard through the radio, a man was down, he needed help, he had to go. I listened closely for them to call out his name. And when they did, my whole world stopped, my whole life changed. He was a friend of mine, we hung out all the time. A lot of caring people, family and friends, got left behind, bad things never happen to anyone you ever know. It's always someone else or a friend of a friend you know. He was a friend of mine. Last time I saw him, it haunts me to this day, was the sight of my friend being carried away. 1 man on each arm, 1 on each leg. His head was back, his eyes were closed. I began to pray, Lord, he is a friend of mine. We hang out all the time. He's got so much to lose, he's still got his whole life. Bad things never happen to anyone you ever know, but this one time it did. That's why I'm praying for his soul. Lord, he is a friend of mine. The same dang God post the very next day, waiting for word on my friend, so I called for an update. And next thing I heard through the radio, he was killed in action. I guess it's the way life rolls. I didn't have time to even dry my eyes. We got attacked once again. I had a job to do and I didn't have no time to think about the fact that I just lost a friend of mine. Ooh. Ooh. He was a friend of mine, we hung out all the time. A lot of caring people, family and friends, got left behind. Bad things never happen to anyone you ever know. It's always someone else or a friend of a friend you know. He was a friend of mine. Yeah, yeah.
That's J.R. Haas. J.R.
J.R.
Great job, J.R.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic job. Great to see you again.
We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
before we get to your story, I want to talk about the story behind that song, Friend of Mine. How did that come about?
Well, aside from the song, I mean, the song pretty much
It's a
tells
true
the story.
story.
Yeah, I was there. He was a good friend of mine. I got a tattoo.
You were in
remember.
Iraq.
Yes.
In 2006?
2005 to 2006.
Yeah. But that's also where you learned to play guitar.
Yes.
So how did that, because a lot of people grow up playing instruments and then they stick with it, but I thought this was compelling.
Well, I grew up like in a musical family, and I started playing drums when I was a little kid. Learned to play bass in high school, and the guitar seemed like something way out of my league. The strings are really close together. So when I went overseas, I had a guitar, and you can't really turn on a TV or, you know, there's nothing really to do aside from playing crazy eights or something.
Right. You had some difficult times over there. Has music helped you through some of those experiences that you went through?
Absolutely. You know, overseas, you know, like it says, didn't really have time to think about what happened. You know, you don't really have a chance to grieve for your fallen comrades and whatnot, brothers in arms. And music is just kind of your release. It's like get it over with and done with.
And some of the veterans coming back don't have that release, and that's part of the problem that you do.
What I love about your music, some of it's original, some of it's you cover popular songs. So a show like tonight with Bridge Beats, what can the audience expect out of you?
It's going to be great because there's going to be crowd participation. There's going to be sheets passed out. They can fill them out. It's going to have lists of songs that I know.
Fun, yeah.
And that way, because I enjoy playing music that people want to hear, not what I think they want to hear. And originals are fine, and given the chance to go on TV, I'm going to play it. You know? But you know, at a show, at a bar, a private event.
You know, I heard last week for Chris Saab, they had record attendance. Like, people want this series, they want music, and it's free, guys. So you get to see JR tonight. Brian Eckelberry, a friend of ours too, is opening up for JR. You can learn more about tonight and the rest of the summer online at bridgebeats.com. Just be at the base of the Bob Carey Pedestrian Bridge, the Omaha side of the bridge, to see this guy tonight. JR, thank you for being here. He's going to play one more song.
He is going to play
by the way,
great
so stick
music.
around.
You know, of course, you have an amazing story. But JR Hoss, that's a good name for an entertainer. JR, I love the name. It's good. All right, he's going to play one more. Stick around for one more from JR. And if you're a Miranda Lambert fan, you'll want to know about our next giveaway, the scoop, after our picture of the day. Thanks, John.